The Da Vinci Code board game, one of the year's most challenging and intriguing new board games. You will have a lot of fun solving the 15 different mysteries included in the game. The Da Vinci Code game is for 2 to 6 players, or you can play in teams. The object of the game is to travel around the game board, visiting well-known landmarks. There you will collect clues and information needed to identify a 20-space mystery phrase and answer a series of 5 final mystery questions. This DVD will use a sample mystery to explain how the game is played. The DVD will serve as a training guide, giving you helpful hints that will make the game easier to play. For a more in-depth look at the rules, check out the instructional booklet provided. Let's review the components needed to play the Da Vinci Code board game. Game board, 200 cards, decoding tools, answer sheet pad, 6-sided die, 6 pyramid play pieces in assorted colors, and a 30-second timer. There are 5 different kinds of cards. Let's review each type of card. Clue cards. There are 150 clue cards made up of 15 sets of 10 cards each. Clue cards contain valuable information needed to solve the mystery phrase and answer the final 5 mystery questions. Each 10-card set corresponds to a different mystery that you will be called upon to solve. Cards 40 to 49 offer a sample of the mysteries awaiting you in this. Use these cards as we take you through the game process, explaining the basics of play and providing hints to deciphering clues, and ultimately solving the mystery. The remaining mysteries use card sets numbered 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, all the way up to 190 through 199. Code-breaking cards. The 8 code-breaking cards have a key symbol on the backs and are found in the Louvre Library. Each time you land there, you are given 30 seconds to flip through these cards, searching for vital information that will help you decipher clues you have collected. Art cards. There are 20 art cards. These cards have a chalice symbol, a triangle on the backs, and are located in the Louvre Gallery. Each time you visit the gallery, you'll have 30 seconds to flip through the art card, searching for the one you need to help unravel the clues you have collected. Taxi cards. There are 6 taxi cards that may be used when speed is of the essence. If you have a taxi card, you may save it and use it at any turn. You can then move to a game board space of your choice. Depository cards. There are 6 depository cards that may give you a peek at an opponent's answer sheet. After getting a card, you may play it on any future turn. There are 3 additional tools that will assist you in deciphering clues: a mirror, a cryptex decoder with 10 strips, a sidebar decoder. During the investigation, you will write notes and keep track of clues on an answer sheet. Along the top of the answer sheet are 20 spaces, each corresponding to a number 1 through 20. This is the mystery phrase you will try to identify, letter by letter. As the game is played, you will gather information to help you reveal the mystery phrase, as well as answer 5 final mystery questions. At the bottom of the answer sheet is a depository code that must be filled in before you can start your investigation. Pick 3 different numbers from 1 to 6. Write 1 number in each of the 3 blank spaces. Remember, each number must be different. Let's review the game board. On the corners of the game board, you will find a world landmark: Westminster Abbey, Roslin Chapel, Temple Church, and L'Église de Saint-Sulpice. You'll notice that each landmark is associated with a special symbol. These symbols are found on the game board as well as on the backs of the clue, taxi, and depository cards. Separate these cards according to their symbols and place them on the game board just below the name of each landmark. You may enter a landmark by landing on any of its 3 entrance spaces. You may then pick the top card from that pile. In the center of the game board is the Louvre. There are 2 sections to the Louvre. On the left is the Louvre Library, On the right is the Louvre Gallery. If you land on any of the 3 entrance spaces to either the library or the gallery, you may look through all the cards placed there. You are only allowed 30 seconds to study the cards. You may only look at the code-breaking cards in the library and only the art cards in the gallery. The start spaces are located at the Louvre. There are 6 total spaces, 3 at the library and 3 at the gallery. To begin the game, each player must place their pyramid pawns on one of these 6 spaces. Each space on the game board counts as 1 move. You may move in any direction on your turn, but only in one direction per turn. On the game board, you will find 4 spaces marked with an M. These are metro spaces and may be used to move around the game board more quickly. If you land on a metro space, you may immediately move your playing piece to any other metro space on the board. You need not land on an M space by exact count. For this DVD, we're going to play the mystery puzzle using clue cards numbered 40 to 49. Separate the cards and place them on their appropriate game board spaces. All clue cards should be separated by symbol and placed in 4 piles. Shuffle each pile and then place 1 on each of 4 landmarks indicated on the game board corners. Each landmark will have a different symbol that matches the cards. The number of taxi and depository cards used in the game will depend on the number of players. With 2 to 4 players or teams, use 4 cards. 1 card is placed on each of the 4 landmarks. If there are 5 to 6 players or teams, all 6 cards are divided into 4 piles by symbol. 2 piles will have 1 more card than the others. Place the piles on the appropriate landmarks. The code-breaking cards are shuffled and placed in the Louvre Library. The art cards are shuffled and placed in the Louvre Gallery. In turn, you will roll the die and move the corresponding number of spaces. You may move in either direction, but only one direction per turn. Your goal is to visit landmarks and read as many clue cards as you can. After reading and taking notes from a clue card, you will need to travel to the Louvre to find the matching code-breaking or art card. You may only take the top card from the piles on each of the 4 sections of the game board. Whenever you take a clue card, you may take notes from it until your next turn or until an opponent arrives at the same location. You must then immediately return the card you're holding to the bottom of its pile. Keep cards in the correct pile, making sure that all the cards in a pile have the same symbol. Whenever looking at the art or code-breaking cards in the Louvre, you must turn over the timer. You have 30 seconds to search through the entire deck looking for the card you need. If you draw a taxi card or a depository card, you may not play it immediately. Instead, you must wait for a future turn. When playing a depository card, select one opponent and then roll the die. If you roll any one of the numbers found in that opponent's depository code, you may look at the opponent's notes. You may not look at the player's 20-space mystery phrase area. Folding down the top of the sheet should cover this area. Your turn then ends. If the number doesn't match one of the depository code numbers, you may not look at the opponent's answer sheet and your turn ends. When playing a taxi card on a future turn, you may move to any game board location and continue your turn by following the space directions. Always remember to return used cards to the bottom of the appropriate piles. For this DVD, we are going to play the mystery puzzle using clue cards numbered 40 to 49. You are the blue pyramid pawn. Roll a die. Move 5 spaces to the Roslin Chapel. Take the top card from the pile. It is clue card 40. At the top of card 40 is a 1, 2, 11. These numbers represent spaces 1, 2, and 11 on your 20-space mystery phrase at the top of your answer sheet. When you have solved this clue, the answer will be 3 letters, and you will write these letters in spaces 1, 2, and 11 on your answer sheets. That clue card reads, "Find this symbol in an alphabet," and it will give you the 3 letters that you require. You will need to note this clue on your answer sheet to remember what you're looking for. The wise player will also write the numbers of the mystery phrase that the clue refers to. You should also jot down which clue cards you have seen so you don't pick them up again. Place the card at the bottom of the pile at Rosslyn Chapel. Now let's head to the Louvre Library to find the code-breaking card that will reveal the symbol that you are seeking. Once there, you have 30 seconds to find the card you need. It is the Hebrew alphabet, and on the bottom row is the symbol you are seeking. It is sin. On your answer sheet, place an S in 1, an I in 2, and an N in 11. Congratulations! You are now on your way to solving the mystery phrase. Move on to Westminster Abbey, where the top card is 43. The clue card reads, "The solutions to these puzzles you will need to blank out on your answer sheet." Since the mystery phrase on your answer sheet is not likely to be one 20-letter word, you will need to find blank spaces used to separate individual words. There are 6 questions on clue card 43. The answers to these cryptic questions will reveal a number matching the mystery phrase spaces. You may cross out each of these numbers on your answer sheet. These are the spaces between words. The more questions you can answer, the more spaces you will be able to cross out on your 20-space mystery phrase. What number represents the month of April? The answer is 4. Cross out space 4 on your answer sheet. How many commandments were given to Moses? The answer is 10. The answer to above plus 7. The answer is 17. This number is 6 doubled plus 6. The answer is 18. This number has 3 N's and 3 E's. The answer is 19. Total number of digits of fingers and toes. The answer is 20. On your next turn, you roll a 1 and remain in Westminster Abbey, where the top card is now 44. This card provides the missing letters for spaces 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The clue card reads, "Spell the surname of the artist of this work to find another name with gravity." On the bottom right of the card is a painting. Make a note that you will need to find card 44 again once you have solved the clue. You will need this to decipher the code. Now move to the Louvre Gallery to find this painting and the last name of the artist who painted it. When you arrive, you have 30 seconds to find it. You shuffle through all the art cards and discover that Edgar Degas is the artist. You now have the cryptics decoder, but you will have to return to Westminster Abbey once card 44 returns to the top of the pile so you can grab it and decipher the code. From the Louvre Gallery, it's on to Temple Church and a look at clue card 42. This card supplies the missing letters for spaces 1, 2, and 3. The card reads, "An honorific before the given name or the full name of baronets and knights." If you do not know the answer to this clue, you will have to go back to the Louvre Gallery and find this painting. The name is Sir Isaac Newton, confirming that S goes in space 1. I goes in space 2, and you now have a new letter, R, to go in space 3. Can you solve the mystery phrase? Since there will be 5 questions at the end of the game, you should continue to gather information by reading the cards and taking notes. Move now to Rosslyn Chapel, where the top card is 41. This card supplies the missing letters for spaces 11, 12, and 13. The card reads, "Atbash will tell you that this is not very old. Take notes to remember that you are deciphering M, V, and D." You must now make your way to the Louvre Library and find the Atbash code-breaking card. The Atbash card tells you that M is an N, V is an E, and D is a W. You confirm that space 11 is an N, and discover that space 12 is an E, and space 13 is a W. You now land on a metro space, so you can travel swiftly across the game board to l'Église du Saint-Sulpice. The top card is 46. This card provides the missing letters for spaces 14, 15, and 16. The card reads, "Caesar might be heavy, but not this weight." Again, you'll need to go to the Louvre Library in order to crack this perplexing code. Be sure to take notes on what you are deciphering and what spaces the clue corresponds to on your answer sheet. As you search through the code-breaking cards in the Louvre Library, you discover the Caesar box with Roman numerals across the top and numbers going down the side. You decipher that 2-6 is T, 3-5 is O, and 5-2 is N. Write these letters, T-O-N, or ton, in spaces 14, 15, and 16. You may now have collected enough information to solve the 20-space mystery phrase. However, let's go through all the remaining clue cards so you can see how they work. Let's go back and decode card 44. We learned that the surname of the artist is Degas. Place the card in the cryptex decoder, carefully lining up the symbols. Take the corresponding code strips with D, E, G, A, S, and place them on top of card 44. Your new word will appear in the square holes. You decipher the code, and it's Isaac. Clue card 45 reads, "You require the surname of the artist of this picture." The matching art card shows the painting titled "Girl with a Rose" that was painted by Guido Reni. R-E-N-I, go in spaces 3, 12, 11, and 5. Clue card 47 reads, "Find a creature that 3 witches will need an eye of." The matching card is clue card 48, where the word is shown backwards. You will need to use the mirror to decipher this card. This is from the play Macbeth, written by William Shakespeare. Read the card and you will find the word you need to fill in spaces 11, 12, 13, and 14. The last clue card is 49, which has the missing letters for spaces 13, 12, and 14. The card reads, Hamadryad. Find a 3-letter word in this snake's name that will become its damp opposite. You find that within Hamadryad is the word dry. You then line up card 49 with a decoder strip, matching the red arrows. You decipher that D corresponds to W, R corresponds to E, and Y corresponds to T. W, E, and T are the missing letters in spaces 13, 12, and 14. The solution to this mystery is Sir Isaac Newton. If you are a shrewd player, you have deduced that several of the clue cards provide missing letters to the same spaces, so you may be able to solve the mystery phrase without reviewing all of the clue cards. Once you have solved the mystery phrase, you will need to race back to the Louvre and announce that you're going to solve it. If you are correct, the game ends, and everyone tallies their scores for this part of the game. Each player scores 1 point for each correct letter and blank space they have completed. The maximum number of points is 20. The player who solves the complete mystery phrase first also gets 5 additional points for a total of 25 points. It's now time to see how many clues you found during the game. 5 questions found in the instruction booklet will be asked. All the answers to these questions were given on the cards you read during the game. So check your notes and jog your memory to come up with the answers. Write them in on the spaces provided on the answer sheet. Question 1. What weight did you discover in the Caesar box? Answer, ton. Question 2. What is a hamadryad? Answer, snake. Question 3. From which Shakespeare play does the quote, "Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog" appear? Answer, Macbeth. Question 4. What is Degas' first name? Answer, Edgar. And question 5. In which hand is the girl with the rose holding the rose? Answer, right hand. You score 5 points for each correct answer. You earn an additional 5 points if you correctly answer all 5 questions. Now total your scores for the mystery phrase puzzle and the 5 questions. Subtract 5 points for each taxi or depository card that is still in your possession. The player with the highest number of points wins the game. Now that you've cracked the code and solved this mystery, we turn further investigations over to you. Use the skills you have polished in this sample game and move on to the next mystifying and perplexing Da Vinci mystery.